Hey guys, this is DK Smiles and welcome back to the Sword and Sniper channel. And today, out of a request from Geometrical, one of the viewers, he actually asked for me to do a specific class overview and first impressions. And so the class that he chose was, that's right, the Kinetic. Let's get to it. I actually lost some power there for a second. Alright, so basic attack. Short stroke will fire a charge at the enemy that increases damage dealt to them by stone blast. Holding the key down, and there was other stuff. Short blast is my short stroke inflicts damage to the selected enemy and can be used in motion. Holding the key down will inflict greater damage, but the character will stand still. Oh, interesting. So you either lose momentum in your movement for your attacks, or you can cause more damage, but you have to stand still, so you become a target. So let's see. So it looks like there's 3 tiers of this one. You just got like a basic movement attack, but then if I hold it down, it does look like it stops me when it charges, when it throws out that boomerang effect right there, and it looks like I don't know if you noticed, but it actually missed. Why is it missing? Is it because I'm moving? All right, so when I actually hit it, oh, it gives it a debuff. I don't know exactly what the debuff does. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. I think it actually slows him down. So that's what I'm getting from that, is it slows it down. So then if I hold it all the way down, it charges it up, and launches out a very huge like boomerang effect that stacks 3 times on the target. And it makes me feel kind of like Goku. Like you're just like running, you're like, oh God, whoa man, did you see that? This dodge effect is awesome. And then you're like, Kamehameha. And you can actually move the whole time, but then once you send it out, you actually can't move anymore. So you have to time this attack pretty close, or pretty accurately, if you want to make sure you deal the most amount of damage, but staying out of the boss's attack. So I would probably recommend, if you're going to be fighting a boss, that you would wait till he uses his ultimate move, the one that shows an area of effect, and then you activate this and chuck it, or even activate it when you're trying to run away. Next up, you have Stone Blast. Alright, so if I just tap, it just launches a stone out. And the... Oh, what? Oh my goodness! What the... What are they doing? Okay, maybe that was like a glitch or something. So the longer you hold it out... Alright, let's see what happens if I do it all the way. It looks like it just deals multiple damage. But I don't know if you notice. Notice how it only causes 1 amount of damage on the target, though it probably causes them. So that's 21, 23, not too much more. 93, that was a critical hit on that one though. And that final one's 126. So it doesn't cause multiple hits on the target, it just causes a higher amount of damage the longer you hold it. But you can move while you're using it, so. But it does pause you when you're attacking. So that's the thing that you talked about, is once you activate the skill, your character will stand still. And so you have to be careful with that, or else you can become a pretty easy target for those that can watch that know about Kinetic moves, especially in PvP. Just wait till you have to stop moving. Alright, so next up is Gravity Zone. Slow enemies down and increase the movement speed of the Kinetic. Increases the damage inflicted to the enemies by 40% for 8 seconds. Alright. Yep, so you have to be inside the gravity zone in order to get that speed boost. Slows them down, and then I'm pretty sure it causes more damage. Wow, that was actually pretty intense. Let me try that one more time. Gravity zone, get inside, and cause more damage. That's incredible. And if I don't know if this character, maybe later on. Boom, finish him off. Maybe later on he'll get a damage over time ability. I would activate that as soon as, right after you activate that gravity zone ability. Just because you can activate your crit system. I can't even remember what it's called right now, but you'd be able to cause more damage to the enemy if you did so. Alright, next up you got Gravity Ball. Kinetic is protected by a shield that moves with them and inflicts damage at the end of the run. All enemies in the way get knocked down. So you activate 3. Oh man. Okay, if you're looking for a character class that makes you feel like freaking Goku, then I highly recommend the Kinetic. Just jump in there, freaking float around like it's no one's business, and then send out freaking Kamehamehas everywhere. Man, that thing's awesome. Alright, let's look at this one. Okay, so energy wave number 1 has 3 charge levels. 1 inflicts damage and knocks the selected enemy back. 2 inflicts damage and knocks back the enemies in a cone in front of the character. 3 inflicts damage to all. So 1, just 1 single target, hold down, and a cone in front of you, and then... It doesn't look like it knocked it back though. I'm gonna give that one more shot. Hold it down. Yeah, so it looks like if you try to activate just the number 1 ability all the way, it doesn't look like you're gonna get that knockback, so be wary of that. Because if you're looking to, if you need some crowd control abilities real quick on this character, then I would recommend, especially in a PvP fight, if you're getting messed up, single target, and if you got a group of enemies that you need to like split up, then you hold it down for just a little bit longer. But if you're, I would probably use the 3rd charge ability for something like being stuck in like a PvE zone and you've got a lot of enemies, like a lot of smaller enemies around you that you just want to clear. Alright, so next up you have Gravity Trap. The enemy is hanging in mid-air. All the Kinetic's attacks inflict critical damage. If the monster cannot be lifted in the air, its damage is reduced by 50%. Okay, so lift them up in the air and then chuck these at him before the effect goes away. Oh man, that caused a ton of damage on that thing. Man, that was sweet. Protective Shield creates a field that absorbs 75% of incoming damage and protects from finishing strikes. Okay. Okay. So that little star next to my character looks like it's almost that's showing that the crit isn't causing as much, or it's causing less damage from their attacks. See, this would be a situation I would use that. Hey, it does knock them back. Well, would you look at that? I correct my last statement. That way no one on the comments will correct it for me. Because that happens. It happens a lot. And boom! That's like a spirit bomb right there. Activate the shield. Absorb 75% of incoming damage. That would definitely be a great tactic to use with a support class when you got the tank out there. One thing I've noticed, the Kinetic is kind of more of a crowd control DPS specialist. Not fully DPS. I haven't seen very many moves on him that cause too much damage, but if you need some crowd control, the Kinetic so far from what I've experienced from all the other classes is the one that has the most crowd control abilities. Alright, let's look at this next one. So Overflowing Gravity. Stone Throw is replaced by melee strikes. For the duration of gravitational overflow, they need to switch those words around. Damage dealt to the Kinetic is reduced by 25%. So this is a temporary buff that changes my attacks into a freaking punch. Oh, it's a very short attack, but I did notice it caused a ton of damage to be used. I will say the Kinetic is a pretty fun class. It's got a lot of mobility, but the mobility does come with a certain sense of timing if you want to get it right. Man, I feel like I used that gravitational overflow ability just barely, and it didn't really feel very fluid to me, like the attacking animation. I don't know if it's because I was doing it wrong. I don't think I was. Okay, I'm trying to remember some of his abilities. It's kind of hard. Okay. It's hard doing all these classes at once and trying to remember how these abilities work. I can remember this one. This one's pretty easy. Throw him up in the air. I think he causes more damage, so I need to activate this on him. Ah, man, I was not close enough to do that. Whoa, that was like an escape right there. That's nice. Yeah, so I definitely want to go back to my later statement that I definitely feel the Kinetic is more of a DPS crowd control specialist rather than your... I wouldn't say he would be your main DPS, but I was looking a little bit into the Ascension Atlas just barely because I just leveled up on it, and I got to one of the center nodes, and it didn't look like it was a class specific node, and actually it wasn't a class specific node, but it gave me a talent that allowed me to change the way my classes play. And I'm gonna have to go a little bit deeper into that because that's a really nice way to really customize a lot of your characters. Alright, let's see if I can do this without getting damaged, because apparently if I do, I can get a headpiece, and I really want a headpiece more than anything. So hopefully I can do this without taking any damage. Okay, so he wasn't able to be picked up because he's too big, but he does have his... Holy shoot, man, that did a lot of damage right there. But he does take a significant amount of damage after that. So I want to be careful with my abilities, because I don't want to end up using the wrong ability, such as like this, and then like getting like hit in the face while I'm running at him, because that would just suck. See, I gotta be careful there. I easily could have accidentally timed that wrong and gotten hit by his attack. Alright, so that was the Kinetic class. It's definitely a class I really enjoyed playing. It's a class that just gives me nostalgia for playing games like, or not playing games, watching old anime shows like Dragon Ball Z. I might have to go back through again and try to play this so you guys can kind of see what it kind of looks like. Or, because I think if I play it one more time straight through, then I can unlock the headpiece. Because I think I did it for one class that I played twice, and I really want the Necromancer's headpiece because that's the class I'm going for first. And I don't know if I unlock the Necromancer class, I'll get the costume. But if any of you guys know, please let me know in the comments below to see if I can get the full costume piece. But I'll let you guys see the costume piece for the Kinetic.